Hey there, welcome. It's Carolyn New from No Limits Businesswoman, and I'm so glad you're here with me today. Today we're going to be talking about what kills your dreams faster than anything. And before I get started, I think what I want to mention to you first is that if you haven't joined our No Limits Businesswoman Facebook group, it's a private group. Please come and join us. It's just the best way to get there is it's free to be there, but the best way to get there is you can actually search for it, No Limits Businesswoman, and look for the group, or you can just type in sheis.me and that takes you right to the group. And it would be really great to have you there because we're just having some great discussions in the group. It's a group of almost 1,000 women, very supportive. And so I would love to have you there with us. So today, again, we're going to talk about what kills your dreams faster than anything. And this is the thing that I find over and over and over again for people, is what I call the trinity of trouble: fear, doubt, and worry. So when we tap into fear, doubt, and worry, what happens is that this guy shows up, the gremlin. The gremlin shows up and says, you can't do this. Who do you think you are? It's never going to work. It didn't work before. Why would it work now? And so this guy is always, on your shoulder, just telling you that you're smaller than you are. And who you really are is Wonder Woman. Okay. Here's my props today. But, this is you. This is Wonder Woman. And what we want to be doing is actually making sure that, that Wonder Woman is, getting the gremlin out of the way. Now, this Wonder Woman doesn't actually have that power to do this, but you, as a Wonder Woman that you are, does have the power to do it. There is a process there are many processes that can actually work to help you eliminate that fear, doubt, and worry. But you have to find that way. You have to, and that's one of the things that I teach. I'm going to do a clearing with you. It's actually part of my QC3 method. And that's something that I teach. It's something that I share with my clients, with my mastermind clients, with all my private clients. And it is extraordinarily powerful because what it does in the moment help you to eliminate that, because we've all been there where we're in that moment where we're wanting to take a step in our business or in starting a business, or if you are working in corporate and you're wanting to step out and do something bigger and larger in your field. And that fear comes out, that doubt is like, well, really, am I as good as I think I am? Can I do this? We might be waking up in the middle of the night, the 3 a.m. wake up call that just kind of goes, oh my goodness, what am I doing? Is this crazy? I'm stepping out of my comfort zone. And so you may not be using those words, but that's what you are. And as soon as you start to consider, just even think for a moment that you are stepping out of your comfort zone, this guy shows up and he will do anything, absolutely anything, to make sure that you don't go any further and to keep in your comfort zone. And so we stay there in that fear zone. I call it the fear zone. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to post a graphic down below this video after I'm finished here today, but it shows you all the different levels. There's the comfort zone. There's the fear zone. There is the what is the next zone? It's the growth zone, but then there's the no. That's right. It's the growth zone, but then there's the no limit zone. And what we want to do, and what I help my clients to accelerate to, is actually to that no limit zone where they're actually taking off and moving at a faster pace than they ever thought was possible. Because what happens again is this guy slows us down. The fear, doubt, and worry. He really is the embodiment of all of this, when we stay there, what happens over time, and this happened for me years ago when I was in my first marriage, is in my first marriage, I had married my high school sweetheart. What ended up happening is that there was kind of this verbal and mental abuse that happened it was like this guy personified, right? Anything that I could think about myself that wasn't good enough, you know, my ex would actually, you know, let me know that that was the case, right? And that it was true, right? So if you can imagine, and maybe this has happened to you, where the person that you love the most is actually telling you or letting you know that you're really not that good, or not that, you know, not as great as you think you are. So what happened, even though I made short work of that situation, it lived on with me for years. And what happens is it's like this downward spiral, right? It's like you try to kind of pick yourself up. I'm a pretty positive person, but you try to pick yourself up and try to keep moving forward and just, you know, and do your little affirmations and mantras. But you know, what happens, what keeps happening is this guy he's in the background and he's always there. So the best way, well, and again, and the impact, I mean, the impact. So for me, the impact for me over years was that the impact was really, again, on my ability to go forward in my career and do things at a higher level. I was doing things and I was moving forward, but not at a very fast pace. And so and again, anytime I tried to step out of my comfort zone, I would get pulled back by that fear, doubt, and worry. And so as time went on, I learned about some different things, and I learned about some processes and what I think people are now calling today energy psychology. Because what happens is we get into this energy, we get into this belief pattern that we can't actually, it's really hard to move our way out of until you know how to start to do this for yourself. And so, there's again, so my clearing process, which is part of the QC3 method, part of the clearing process actually helps you to do that. It actually helps you to really basically just kind of get rid of this guy for the moment, right? And maybe, you know, with any of those beliefs, those fear, doubt, and worry, sometimes when we hit upon something that is so profound that and we clear out that energy of that belief, everything changes. Everything changes. And it's profound, because then what I've seen, not only for myself, but for my clients as well, is when we get rid of those blocks, when we get rid of that energy, their results skyrocket. So people all of a sudden, they get promotions. If they've been in jobs, or they get raises, or they have enough gumption now to go out and actually apply for the job and get it, the one that they really want, that's actually going to, again, take their goals and their life to a whole different level. Now, how great is that, right? I've seen people who have stepped out to actually start a business and to start, you know, getting clients and start doing things that they always loved, always wanted to do, but was held back by that fear, doubt, and worry, because it was killing their dreams. So, and my hair is just not doing what it's supposed to do today. So I'm sorry if I'm just, you know, fiddling with my hair. It's one of those, it's a girl thing, right? Okay. So what we need to do, and what I'm going to share with you right now, is my clearing process. I'm going to take you through one really quickly, and you'll just get an idea of it. And maybe you might have some kind of, and hopefully what will happen is that you'll actually get kind of get a feeling, or some things will come to mind, and I'll walk you through that process. So here's how it goes. There's a setup, and there's a setup phrase where you ask, are you willing to eliminate this, whatever this negative belief is, or this doubt is, let's just say. And then you say yes. And then we say de-story, transform, and release. And basically it's a statement that is actually clearing out the energy. So, and then what happens after that is kind of 3 segments. And then when I say de-story, transform, and release, your job is just to receive that information, or just receive that statement. You're not supposed to think about it, process it, or do anything like that. And then what will happen for most people is one of 3 things. For some people, they won't feel anything, nothing will come to mind, but it will have impacted. The energy will have changed of that belief. And so when they go to do something about that goal that they were going to work on, maybe they're going to take up a new project that they were really worried about, all of a sudden it seems easy. Okay. Now, and so that's for people who nothing happens for. For some people, an image or a thought will come to mind. And so when an image or a thought comes to mind, then you just want to kind of think about, just acknowledge that and go, okay, if it's anything other than I'm just feeling light and happy and it's really exciting, then what happens is, if it's light and exciting, then that's great, you're cleared. If it isn't, then what you want to do is to go through the clearing process again and say, okay, whatever this is, am I willing to eliminate that? Yes, destroy, transform, and release. Now, some people, the third thing that can happen, some people is they will feel something in their body after we do the clearing process. And then what you want to do is clear on that until that energy moves. So let's just do this for a moment. So I'm going to just do this generically. So everywhere you've had any doubt about the next step that you need to take in your business or career, are you willing to eliminate that? Yes. Destroy, transform, and release. Now, again, for some of you, this will have an impact on you. You won't feel anything, but that doubt that you had will have started to fade away. For some of you, something else might have come up where it may be a memory of something where you tried to change something before, you tried to take on a new project before and you had doubt about it, and it wasn't successful. And so you had that fear about it, but now that fear is subsided, or that image came up. Then what you want to do is clear that. So everything that is, am I willing to eliminate that? Yes, destroy, transform, and release. Okay, for some people, it might be something you feel in your stomach. It might be a feeling in your shoulders or your tummy, or all of a sudden you have a little bit of a headache. It can be anything. So what that is that's just the energy trying to move out of your body because it's stored in your body. So everything that is, that's what you want to do. So everything that energy is, am I willing to eliminate that? Yes, destroy, transform, and release. So that's a clearing process. I've just shared with you the biggest thing that I can do, the biggest tool that I have. And, again, we're not doing this together. We're not working on a specific thing that you're wanting to clear on. So perhaps, and so maybe it has had an effect, maybe it's not. But what I can promise you is that when we can do this, and we can actually start to identify your specific limiting or negative beliefs, this process is, like gold. So if you have any questions, I would love if you would just post them below. Come over to the private Facebook group. That would be awesome. And carry on a conversation with me about that there. And let me know what came up for you. What kind of things transpired for you? Did you kind of get some feelings? Did an image come to mind? Did it feel like it released? I would love to hear that from you. Now, again, what I do is I help women in business, whether they're in their own business or whether they are working for somebody else. I help them to accelerate their results or accelerate their path to a point where they're going further and faster than they ever imagined. I've been doing this for over a decade, and the stories I could tell you. Now, you can see all of those stories on my website, nolimitsbusinesswoman.com, and you can go to a little section that says Rave Reviews. There's a lot there. And again, if you would like some help, if you think that just, wow, this is time, I'm tired of wasting time. I'm tired of giving up and giving over to that fear, doubt, and worry. And I really do want to achieve my dream. And I'm just tired of actually trying to do this on my own. Then let's have a chat. Just go to nolimitsbusinesswoman.com/talk. All right. Again, this is Karen Lanoux from No Limits Business Woman. And I hope you have an amazing day. And so just go out there and live a no limits life. Okay. Bye-bye.